You gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis. What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month, 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. He looked good, Coach.
Oh, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Friday in the Quad Cities. High school football season is officially here in OTA. On the road once again, we will spend our Fridays around the Quad Cities on both sides of the river, previewing high school football and checking things out. Today we're here at Davenport Assumption High School. Big game here, week 0 really for Iowa. But an opener here for Assumption. They welcome Geneseo to town in what should be a fantastic battle. A full slate of games in Illinois. We'll have Greg Armstrong here in a little bit to break down that as well. But we're going to start things off with a guy that got up from his nap just for me. Thanks for doing that. Wadw KIng, athletic director down here at Assumption, assistant football coach.
Helping out a little bit, just trying to keep the trash off the field, that kind of thing.
And obviously a longtime head coach here at Davenport Assumption. I want to start there. Back coaching a little bit, as Nate told us a couple weeks ago on the show. What drew you back? Did your wife just get that sick of you that she's like, get out of here, do something? What was the pull to come back and do it a little more?
I don't know. Just something to do. Kind of felt like I was losing connection with athletes in school and just wanted to, before I'm done with all this, coach a little bit more and be around the game.
Absolutely. You look at it, and it's a new season here for Assumption. Getting back, had things changed? You hadn't been gone too long, and obviously you've been around and as the athletic director. Was it different getting back at it? Or was it kind of just like riding a bike and you're yelling at people over right away?
It's still kind of warming up to everything. I don't want to be any kind of distraction or anything like that. So I'm usually I try not to say a whole lot and just observe a lot. And then provide.
Try to be quiet?
Yeah, imagine that. Depends how much coffee I've had, how much caffeine I've had. So no, just trying to help out where I can.
Oh, absolutely. You look at it too, and obviously so many years here as a head coach. Gilly told us that the kids love you, and you're almost calmer now or nicer.
It's a lot easier to be
the good cop?
Yeah, smile at practice when the weight of the world's not necessarily on you. But I enjoyed my time as a head coach, and really trying to enjoy my time here now as an assistant.
Let's talk about this matchup today because Geneseo comes to town. It was a really cool matchup you guys did last year at Geneseo. Obviously a great tie. Matt Furlong, former Assumption grad, doing a fantastic job at Geneseo. What was last year like? And obviously excited to get them back at this place. Really good football program, obviously. Good head coach too.
Right. Well, I think Nate and Matt decided this was a game that would be important for both schools. It was great getting it going. This year was a little bit of a challenge with Illinois changing their football calendar. So that's why we're playing the week 0 game. We'll see, if that's something we want to do on a continual basis or not. But I guess as an administrator, it's there's a lot more urgency when school starts.
I got to ask you about Coach Furlong because obviously a lineage of football coaching there. Played here. I'm assuming you were head coach or were you?
I was an assistant one of his years. I think I was actually gone for his senior year. I know Kaz was the head coach then.
Okay. But knew him as a student athlete.
Yeah, I had his brother back then when I came back and was the head coach.
It just makes sense that Furlongs are coaching, obviously. But did you like when you found out that he was getting into it and doing what he was doing and having success? That obviously didn't come as a surprise to you, did it?
Not at all. We would love to have him here, but they were smart enough to go someplace where they could really do their own thing. So looking forward to welcoming the Furlongs back tonight.
We'll talk with Coach Gilbraith in a little bit about this team and what to expect. But what have you seen from these kids? And obviously, I used to come over. I guess we'll start with this. I used to come over and ask you, like, what does it look like? But then I'd say, what are numbers like? And you'd always say, like, hey, we got to stay healthy. Those type of things. It seems like numbers are good. Dealer told me that they're getting there, especially the lower levels. I know that's got to catch up to the higher levels. But just numbers wise, is it nice to see a healthy number of kids out for Assumption football? Yeah,
the enrollment of Assumption has gone up substantially the last couple of years, and I think we're seeing that especially in our lower levels. We're always looking for more players, but we're excited about the team we have, and I think excited about the future.
We'll talk about some football in a second. I want to talk to you about what you do on a daily basis. Maybe not daily, but Fridays. What are Fridays like for you? I mean, I give him a hard time napping and all that kind of stuff, but he has been working nonstop since what's it like? And I think you love this. You're out in a football field getting ready for a Friday night. What's your Fridays look like? And it seems like it's your happy place, if that makes any sense.
Well, you could say that. I think, there's just always things that come up, little things here and there that kind of steal your time. But just trying to get the field ready, get everything that we can get done ahead of time. Hope the weather holds out, all those kind of things. I will say it was a lot easier getting on a bus and going to Brady Street than getting a facility ready to go. But, our students here know nothing different. This is their home, and they love playing here, and I think our fans, are enjoy the atmosphere here. So, we want to make it okay for our opponents, but it's we also don't mind that it's a little bit of a tough environment for them too.
Absolutely. It should be a great environment tonight. Geneseo is going to bring a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Is there anything, and that's not different from throughout the year, but there's some games probably are going to bring some more, and Geneseo being one of them. Do you have to adjust any differently or do anything differently, or is it just you're excited to see a boatload of people here tonight?
Yeah, we'll deal with it the best we can. If you show up at 7:15 and expect to not be in line, you're probably going to be wrong. Probably going to be disgruntled. But parking's always a challenge. So those are things we deal with all the time. But people make do, and you may have to walk a ways to get to the stadium. But you got to do that when you go to a college game too.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. Is it different being a little earlier? I know the rest of the state of Iowa, not the rest of the state of Iowa, but the majority of the state of Iowa is waiting. I think week 0 I always thought was weird or different or silly, but I know it's needed for certain reasons, and I get that. So was it different getting ready earlier than maybe everybody else?
It's hard when you're not in session yet in school and all that kind of thing. You kind of have a lot of things you have to wait until you can do things, but probably just a sense of urgency. Things that you feel like, shoot, I should have taken care of that ahead of time, but it sneaks up on you when you play week 0.
No, but, absolutely.
Yep.
What's similar about practice now that was similar back? I don't want to age you, but whenever you started in 1872 or whatever it was, is there? Let's go with the similarities. What's similar when it comes to what are the things that are the same when it comes? Obviously, the football is the football, but what are the things that are the same?
Sure. Well, there's still a few guys around that were on my staff with me. Mark Kazmarek. I don't think
it's crazy.
Much is going to change him.
No,
he's still coaching the same way. Still gives it everything he has. Brian Vatrabek is still here with the defense. So, in that regard, there's some comfort I had earlier in the year, and I can kind of lean on those guys to get me up to speed. But, in regards to practice and things like that, it's pretty much the same. And, everybody's got little things they do a little bit different, but, I think there's probably more things that are the same than are different.
Okay, well, then let's talk about the different things. And we don't want to look like the old guys complaining about stuff. And I'm feeling like that way too. Like my kids tell me, you always find something wrong with something. I'm like, well, it's just, things aren't the way they used to be. And I know things change. I get that. And we evolve. I'm doing this. Hell, I've evolved, I think, more than anything. But
sure.
What's different about it? Like it, don't like it. What's different?
Really, I don't have a whole lot to complain about. I enjoy the time I spend here. Everybody runs things a little bit differently, and you always have the critics. Oh, you should have called this play or this play. It's really all the same. It's just maybe the verbiage is different, or the way the system is a little different. It's still the same play. Buck sweep is buck sweep, world round. So in that regard, I'm just kind of catching up to all the different ways to run the same thing I ran.
Just the different words and
right.
ways to say the same, and it still works.
I don't know. We'll
they
see.
block it correctly,
yeah,
right?
A lot of that depends on your guys up front and your guys that are throwing and catching the ball and running the ball, that kind of thing. So, it still comes down to effort and execution and that kind of thing. So.
Before we let you go, football-wise, you've seen a lot of Assumption football teams. What do you like about this year's team as we get ready to get things going on week one?
Well, I think they're all 100% bought in. They do a great job in the weight room. They do everything they do is they're together, and we have a couple of young guys that are up with us, and I think they've really helped move them along. I love the pace of our practices for the most part. So. Hopefully it'll show up on the football field.
Is it neat for I'm not going to say an old guy like you. How do I say that? An experienced.
You can say that.
Is it neat to see, like, last year you were out there, I'm sure.
Sure.
When Assumption and Geneseo's helmets, like, those are, like, when you grew up in the Quad Cities, like, I can remember the newspapers, and you get up in the morning and Assumption was doing certain things and Geneseo was doing certain things. Is it cool to have this traditional matchup, untraditional, but with traditional powers, if that makes any sense?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for the community. I honestly wish more schools would look at this option, maybe some cross river things. I think, I got here just as that was kind of ending, and we were playing conference games and then on to district and all that. We have an opportunity to do that with a game or two every year, and I just think, we did it with Alleman for a couple of years when, that they were going, and now just Geneseo has kind of stepped in that role for us. Like I said, I would love to see more of it, throughout our area. I just think it makes it interesting for the community, and it's a lot of fun.
No, it's a blast. Before I let you go, what's the most fun you had this summer besides, I guess, football's not as busy?
Yeah.
What'd you do this summer? What's the most fun you had?
What
You
did
got
I
grandkid.
do?
You got one grandkid. You got two on the way. Grandpa? Are you used to Grandpa yet?
They call me Coach. So
No, they don't. Do they?
They do. I didn't feel like being a grandpa. So
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
yeah. So, or what he calls me. I don't have one so far, but I got to spend a lot of time with my grandson and my daughters, and just got back from seeing one in Louisiana. We spent some time with my oldest daughter going to some Yankees games, and
Nice.
just had a good time.
I love it. Were you superstitious back in the day? And if so, or now? I don't know. I don't want to. And if so, what's the dumbest superstition you had game day or just in
Oh,
general?
the best one was a bag of chili Fritos and a Diet Pepsi before every game. But
Yeah, that's delicious.
I've kind of gotten away from that one.
That's. I love it. If you weren't doing all this kind of stuff, if you weren't an administrator, if you weren't athletic director and football coaching, if you had to, you're 30 again, and you have to do something besides this, what would you have done?
Gosh, I never really thought about that.
See, I asked the tough questions. Right?
I have no idea. I'm probably
TV, radio.
yeah,
You do the
maybe.
MediaCom stuff with
Well, I
wrestling, and
have,
Johnny
yeah.
says you're fantastic.
occasionally.
You got to put up with Johnny, but
Yeah, that's all right. I got it. We're breaking his kid in now, so
I know.
yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. I honestly have never really thought about that. Just this is what I've always done, and I've enjoyed it. And I don't know. Maybe someday I'll find a nice easy job somewhere and kick back and see what 40 hours a week is like.
Anytime you want to do a
Going
podcast,
to radio. Yeah.
anytime you want to do a podcast in your loft like I'm doing,
Okay.
let me know. All
right. Sounds good.
It's more stressful than you'd think, but
Yeah.
he's Wadw KIng, assistant football coach, earning his stripes this year. Maybe someday you'll make something of yourself, but
Trying to fit in.
I love it. We got more to get to. Nate Gilbraith, the head coach, is coming up. We got Greg Armstrong in a little bit to preview everything on the Illinois side of the river. Huge week one, so Greg will be along in just a little bit, including Moline and Rochester over at Browning Field. That's going to be a fantastic game. And then we'll have some players come out. We got MPX behind us. We're going to grill out. We got a bunch of fun. It's OTA on the road on a Friday right here in the Quad Cities. We'll be back right after this. Hawkeye fans, football season is quickly approaching, and only one place can get you game day ready. The Black and Gold Shop is your official retailer of Iowa athletics. The largest selection of Hawkeye apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more from top brands like Nike, Champion, and Under Armour. And your purchases directly help support Iowa athletics. So stop by one of their 3 great locations in the Quad Cities, Coralville, or West Des Moines. Or shop anytime at blackandgoldshop.com. The Black and Gold Shop, your official apparel provider of Iowa athletics. For over 65 years, Lindquist Ford has proudly served the Quad Cities, and they're just getting started. Looking for a new ride? Check out a healthy mix of new and quality pre-owned vehicles ready for you. Need service? Skip the waiting room. With free pickup and delivery and mobile service, they come to you. No delays, no hassle. From routine maintenance to a full-service collision repair shop, it's fast, friendly, reliable, and always transparent. Lindquist Ford, serving the Quad Cities since 1959. Experience the difference today.
All right, Crawford guys, we need to come up with a new ad campaign. Let's hear what you got.
Oh, let's make a new TV commercial. No, we need a viral video.
I think my face would look good on a billboard.
Come on, what?
Right. We need your head to be bigger.
For heating and air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical, count on the experts at Crawford Company.
Like me, the Crawford lady.
And me, the Crawford guy.
Ugh, you've got to be kidding.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Friday in the Quad Cities. OTA on the road. We're at Davenport Assumption High School, getting ready for week one of the high school football season. It is officially here. In Illinois, it's all over the place. It's full go. Here in Iowa, one of the big games is a week 0 game because you guys made a little bit of an adjustment. Joining us now, Nate Gilbraith joining us right now on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Thanks for doing this, my friend. Are you ready for football?
I am. It's exciting now. We've been practicing for 3 weeks, doing stuff all summer for football activities, for installs, 7-on-7s, lifting since December consistently. We're just ready to go out and compete finally.
No, absolutely. Has this been different? Because I've talked to a lot of coaches Illinois-wise, and their calendar moved up, so they moved things up. In order for you guys not to cancel or get rid of this game, and we'll talk about the Geneseo Assumption matchup in a second, you guys had to move things up. So you have a week 0 game. Has it been different for you guys?
There's no summer camp in Iowa for us because we have so many kids that play baseball. So maybe we're on the state baseball team. So is there a rush in terms of like us getting ready in pads, us installing scheme on time? Sure, to an extent. But we had so many kids committed all summer coming when it wasn't baseball, coming to our installs, doing the fundamentals every Wednesday in June, multiple times in July. So I don't feel like we're behind. It's just it's here before I was anticipating.
Just talking to some coaches in Illinois, they've all said, like, most of them have said, like, yeah, we're ready, but boy, an extra week would be nice. Is that do you agree with that? And is that, I don't think any coach, we could do this next Friday and you could probably be like, hey, I could use another week. So is it one of those things where, yeah, you always want more practice time, but it's exciting to see what this thing's going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, weeks 1 and 2 of practice go exactly how they always go. It's inconsistent, sloppy. There's mental errors. They've hung out all day, sitting by the pool. They come to our practice, but this week is exactly how it always goes. We're hitting our stride. We're being consistent in practice. So there's a good rhythm right now. It's just that next week, which would be a normal week, is where we refine things and we lose that. So I'm not nervous or anything. Our kids know what we're going to do game plan wise. They're fundamentally sound kids. They're competing hard. Every day was a quarter this week, 1 through 4. I don't feel like we had a bad practice this week. We're hitting our stride, and I feel good about it.
So it's game 1 today, then a bye week next week, and then Solon week 2?
Geneseo, Solon bye week.
With that being said, it's different, but there's also on the flip side of it, whether you're 2-0, whether you're 0-2, whether you're 1-1, like you mentioned reset. Is that something, I don't want to say you look forward to, because you don't look forward to a bye week, but is that maybe a hidden silver lining where that's not easy, Gilly? You go Geneseo, you go Solon. Maybe either way, it's a good time to take a step back and look at what you guys have done.
Yeah, I mean, we want to play tough teams no matter what. So it could be weeks 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter. I think Geneseo, Solon. And Solon's number 1 in the state. Geneseo's top 10 team in Illinois. Went to the quarterfinals last year. We want to play these games, and whoever we play on Friday night, we're gonna be ready for. The nice part is we get a little bit of a break. We're gonna, I don't know. It's a nice week to focus on fundamentals, maybe add a few wrinkles that teams won't be ready for later on in the season. That's the advantage right now.
I love the fact that you guys got this series started, and who knows how long it goes with Illinois changing, and they could change back. Who knows? But for last year and this year, you guys have played Geneseo, and I know you've gotten to know Coach Furlong a little bit. It's a no-brainer that nobody thought of, not making fun of Coach King or anything like that, but how did it all come about, and then how enjoyable has it been to get ready for this game?
I met Coach Furlong while I was down at Moline. Got to hang out with him at a few coaching clinics. He's an awesome guy. He knows his football. He was a DC there at Cary Grove for several years, and I knew once he took the Geneseo job, it was kind of a no-brainer to ask him to reach out and say, hey, let's get a game going, since I was at Assumption now. And so there was a lot of heavy lifting on our end in terms of making sure our ducks are in a row, in terms of what we had to find out what our district was first, then we had to put in our predictions for what we wanted for our top 7 schools for our non-district, and we had to match another school in Iowa, which was super stressful because we thought Moline was playing an Iowa school at one point, and that didn't work out. But it turned out Sioux City West was playing, so we had to put down Sioux City West at the 1 spot, knowing that we were going to play Geneseo.
Yeah.
And we were a little nervous that the state might mess that up and send us to Sioux City West, which would have been a long trip. But, I mean, it was kind of stressful, to be honest with you. And then when the Illinois shifted the schedule, we were looking at Chicago Catholic schools, Morris, those types of schools. We were going to go play a top team in Illinois somehow, some way. And we're just happy it's Geneseo when it's here.
Maybe this is too much into the weeds and you're not into as much, but you just mentioned what you guys had to go through in order to get that done. But the state does kind of control the schedules. Over in Illinois, it's a little different. You know your conferences, but then you got to go find games and those kind of things. You've been on both sides of it. Is there something you prefer, or does it matter?
I think the way Illinois did their playoff system before they just changed it, I think was the best way. There's some things about Iowa I do like, in terms of, no matter what you do in your non-district, however hard it is or however easy it is, your district plays what matters at the end of the day. And so week 9 still matters for a lot of teams, no matter what their record is. And that benefited us 2 years ago, my first year, and then it kind of was frustrating last year in terms of how it works. So there's some pros and cons to Iowa. I really do think the playoff system in Illinois is the best. Playing tough teams and beating tough teams and racking up those playoff points, it makes for a nice way to end the season.
You look at this game, and last year was out in Geneseo, and when it announced, we're like, well, that's cool. But then you see, you look down the line of scrimmage and you see the Assumption helmet and the Geneseo helmet. And can you talk about last year and your thoughts? I know you're trying to coach a game and those type of things, but is it what you expected when it's too traditional? You grew up here. I mean, I grew up, and if you're thumbing through the paper on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning, there's Assumption doing great things, there's Geneseo doing something. For them to play together was cool. Was it what you expected last year?
It was bigger. I mean, a lot of people came to that game last year, for us and them, and they packed every bit of it. And the intensity of the game, we didn't play a great first half, but it went down to the wire. Everything that happened in that game set us up for success later in the season. I can't keep going. I've said that a million times about that game. It has set us up for success later on. And, Geneseo, Coach Furlong, they're a state power now. And we want to play state powers, and it's going to benefit us.
No, absolutely. Nate Gilbraith joining us on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We're live here at Assumption High School. Geneseo comes to town. Let's talk about this matchup. I know you have a ton of respect for them. Really good team last year, played in the state quarterfinals, had a great run. They return a lot Yeah, there's some familiar names that's not there. What do you know about them? What do you expect from them when they come to town tonight?
I think their offensive and defensive line are going to really stick out to us. They do return a lot there, in my opinion. I know they lost one player from last year, but we return a lot too on the lines. And I think that I've heard Coach Furlong say this: the game's going to be decided by the trenches tonight. We have skilled players on both sides for sure, but I think those 5 dudes that put their hand in the dirt, they're going to matter quite a bit. I think their fullback, Nelms, is going to be a really big player for them. He reminds me of an old school 2007 fullback that every dude has to get in on and tackle.
Why 2007?
People used to get under center back then and run the ball with their fullbacks, and fullback's kind of an extinct position now. And I wish I had more chest hair to get under center. I don't. But Coach Furlong, he's been doing it for a long time. They do it correctly. They get off the ball quick. Yeah. They have a beast of a fullback, and we're very aware of that.
No, absolutely. You mentioned yourself and your guys up front. I know you like your numbers. I know you like your guys. I know everybody's bought in. What besides those things? What do you like, X's and O's wise, or about the field itself? What do you think your strengths may be as you get ready for the season?
I think our offensive line's a strength. That's for sure. I mean, 4 of those guys have 2 or 3 years of experience playing varsity football. And then we have a sophomore that's going to start tonight. Well, that sophomore, from our first week of camp to now, has gotten 10 times better. He was awful day one. Now he's actually able to hold his own weight and be a guy for us. I know he'll be nervous tonight, but I'm telling you, once that whistle snapped, I expect him to be a big player for us tonight on the right side, and Charlie Asline. I like our skill positions. I think we're going to be faster. I think we possess some length. Between Cale Shovelin, Lane Pennington, and Luke Jobson, those are 3 awesome backs for us that can break away at any moment in time. I think Ryan Lupton and Adam Smith are 6'4", 6'5" guys. They can run and dunk a basketball. I have a good feeling about tonight in terms of matchups there.
No, absolutely. You look at this environment. We talked with Coach a little bit about it. It's going to be electric. What do you expect? I mean, it's back at your place. You had to go there last year. You'll love the return trip where you get to be the home team. That's what high school football is all about. What do you expect behind us in the stadium tonight?
It's going to be packed. We talk about this with our kids. Every game in the first quarter, whether you're 9-0 or 0-9, everyone's pumped to be there. The fans are packed. It's tied 0-0. The food's fresh. You can smell the pork chops from across the field. But we just understand that once that first play or first quarter high wears off on us, we're going to have to go into a grind mode. And the only guys that are going to stay motivated or keep ourselves motivated is ourselves, our teammates. And there's going to be times where we're going to feel extremely tired tonight or gassed or hot. We just got to get past that. And if we can do that as a team tonight, I think good things are going to happen.
We talked with Wade, so now let's talk about Wade. We talked about it on my show, and you were the one I didn't know he was back doing it. What's it been like? He says he's just trying to be quiet and not say too much and cause too much trouble. I don't think that's possible for Coach King. What's it been like to have him? And we talked about it on my show when you were on a couple weeks ago. I mean, when you have Coach Kaz and Coach King, we're not going to call these gentlemen older, but they're experienced. Is that the nice way of putting it? Yeah. What's it been like to have him back in the fold?
It's huge. I mean, the amount of knowledge he brings to the game, just ideas or different perspectives of things, in coaches' meetings or at practice. Coach Kaz has been saying the same cues since 19,000, right? I have cues I say, but every once in a while, just having a new voice come in and say maybe the same thing a different way really does resonate with the kids, and the kids like him quite a bit. He's built great relationships. I do notice him laughing from afar when I am losing my mind and lighting kids up. I think he enjoys watching that because it's not him anymore. He gets to sit back and relax. I'm the one that has to bear the cross per se when we go to the wins and losses of games. So I appreciate him a lot.
And your staff in general, like how important are those guys as you? I mean, I remember year one to now, and this is every coach. So, but there's so many things that you maybe don't expect off the field wise that you have to rely on guys like that. How important are those guys? Because what is it? You have 300 years of experience with those 2 guys alone.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Nice.
Talk about that, because that makes the rest of what you have to do a little easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, I guess the way I look at it, with how our staff's made up, it's been basically the same staff since year one. So there's consistency there. We did lose one coach last year due to retirement, but we gained another coach out of retirement, so that's been huge. But when it comes down to X's and O's, there's just so much football knowledge that I just have to deal with the administrative stuff and maybe the relationship building every now and then, making sure kids come out and play football, which takes a lot off my plate. Coach Kaz helps a lot with offense, so does Coach King. Coach King helps out a lot with defense. But Coach Vacherbeck, Coach Dennett, our linebacker coach, that's 3 highly experienced minds that they can put a game plan together without my input if they needed to. And so I just kind of got to sit back and I just got to say yes or no half the time. And that's it doesn't seem stressful. It still is stressful because you have to say yes to some people and say no to other people, but no one gets their feelings hurt.
Before we let you go, tell me about this team off the field. We talked about their strengths and the offensive line and size, but they got to be bought in. And that's the one thing I hear all the time is that, like, this program, everybody's bought in. Talk about these guys off the field and what kind of human beings or kids they are.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit group. They hang out outside of football. It's not just in the locker room. When they leave this campus, they're still hanging out at someone's house, going to the movies, going to golf, going swimming, whatever it is. So I think that's a huge part for our program is just how close they become. Because I've been a part of locker rooms where the junior and senior classes don't get along, and that's absolutely miserable. And I know that was a goal that I've always had when I've wanted to be a head coach, making sure that these 2 levels always mesh. And then when sophomores are brought up, that they don't get treated as outsiders. And I think that sophomores to the seniors, they're all hanging out, and it's a pretty nice thing to have. There's no drama.
I love it. We're going to have a couple players. Who's coming out later on?
Preston Fox and Luke Jobjan.
Okay. Good talkers? They're going to entertain the heck out of us?
Preston will talk. I don't know what he's going to say. He's a live wire.
We like that even more.
Luke's going to be a doctor someday, so he'll say the right things.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you as always. Good luck tonight. It should be a fantastic matchup. Geneseo and Assumption kicking off what should be a fantastic football season. Full go in Illinois. We got a lot to get to on that side. On Iowa, it's week 0. There's a few games, but the big one is right here at Assumption, and then next week everybody gets rolling for real. Coming up after the break, Greg Armstrong is here. We talked about Illinois. I know we're in Iowa, but it's just like right over there is Illinois. We're going to have Greg, and we'll look at the big matchups of week 1 when it comes to high school football. Greg Armstrong from View from the West and a whole bunch more. You're watching OTA from Assumption. We'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Are you looking to take your next party, tailgate, or golf outing to the next level? You need mobile party experience. MPX features 3 top-of-the-line party trailers equipped with all the amenities you need to party like a rock star. Smart TVs, Yeti coolers, JBL sound systems, grills, bathrooms, and much more. Mobile Party Experience is an experience like no other. Check out my-mpx.com or call 563-514-1470 and book your mobile party experience today. Welcome back to Up There with Matt Randazzo here on a Friday in the Quad Cities. OTA on the road. Will be on the road every single Friday of the high school football season, including today at Assumption High School. You can see MPX behind us, Mobile Party Experience. Tim O'Neill, fantastic. If you need anything with them, you just kind of saw their commercial as well, but contact them at my-mpx.com. Get one of these bad boys for your next tailgate or whatever it may be. We're going to grill out and have a bunch of fun later in the show as well. It's week 1 here at Assumption, but it's not a big week in Iowa. It's week 0, which I always thought was weird.
Yeah.
And so Assumption, because of Illinois moving up, it's Assumption and Geneseo. We previewed that, but I want to get to a full slate over in the Illinois side of the river, and there's nobody better to talk high school football with than Mitch Stormer, and Mitch isn't here, so we're gonna go with Greg Armstrong as well.
I was gonna make the joke that you didn't tell me how to talk football. You just said there'd be free food.
Well, I want your thoughts on the MAC.
Okay, we'll start there. Okay, good.
No, yeah, I lead with what. Yeah, I was like, hey, come have a brat, and then give me 20 minutes. I just said to Greg, I said, hey, like the keyboard's getting hot. I hope everything's okay. And we just had a little bit of a bump, but everything's fine. Hold on, Greg, I gotta turn your microphone back on. Okay. But yeah, we're back, ready to roll, and Greg's back.
The grill's getting hot too, which is good.
Yes, well, like you.
I know.
I'm glad the clouds came because it was nicer inside at the other bar. But it is week 1 of the high school football season in Illinois. It's early. We all know that. Does it seem as early as it is? You talk to coaches too, and they all feel like it is early. Yeah. Your thoughts as we kind of put that to rest and start talking about actual football?
If I'm being totally honest, just on its own, no, it doesn't feel that much different. Like, we went through the summer, we're here now, ready for week 1. I will say it's weird that I have to go to my kids unpack the backpack because they're not in school. They don't start school till Monday, and I'm going to a high school football game tonight.
Yeah.
So that feels a little weird in the calendar, but I know a lot of other schools are already up and rolling, so I don't know. It just is what it is. I think we'll notice a bigger difference, at the end of the year when there's playoff structure looks a lot different, and that's down the road to talk about, but no, as of right now, it just kind of feels like kickoff.
So I wanted to come to Assumption. I think Assumption Geneseo is a fantastic matchup. We're going to start with that, and it was the second year doing it. I thought it was really cool last year. I know you're and helmet guys. You love logos, those type of things, and you see the green and Geneseo in their helmet, and then the Assumption helmet. It is a traditional, just awesome matchup. Thoughts on this game? Last year, Assumption goes to Geneseo. Yep. Geneseo gets out to a big lead, and they win that game. Your thoughts this year between two really good teams?
I think two really well-coached programs. You just had, Coach Gilbraith on, and I think that it's a matchup of, it's obviously week 1, so a lot of programs have the same kind of thought process of they're still figuring things out, right? So I think they're figuring out who they got. And
I'm directing traffic as I go. They're looking like, we'll wait. And I'm like, we're going to talk for a while. So you might.
They don't know us very well then.
Exactly.
No, so I think it's two programs trying to figure out what they got, and that's the same story for a lot of programs in our area. From what I've read, Assumption brings back some talent, so I think they're going to be good this year. And we know Harrison Hill, Mark Nelms. I think they're going to play a big role in this offense. I like this rivalry, like you said. It's two classic kind of programs going against each other. The looks haven't changed in either program over the years. With the tie-in and Coach Furlong coming back to his alma mater to coach against Assumption, I think that's really cool.
You look at it, Greg, and I think last year a win for Geneseo was important, and it helped them. I know they went to Rochelle week 2 and it wasn't good, but I think it set a standard. I think it's an important game with the question marks that Geneseo faces. And I know, people probably overdo that. They have some question marks when you lose your starting quarterback and a really good safety, your running back. I understand what they're saying, but I think they have more answers than question marks when it comes to their front line coming back and the returning guys they have. I know it's week 1, and I don't want to sound like Brian Stocking and such a huge game, but I think it's an important matchup for both teams, especially Geneseo.
Yeah, I think looking at the Geneseo side of things, they
brought a lot of momentum in from last year, making that run to the quarterfinals, and they played Morris really tough in the quarterfinals. So I think if that momentum carries over a little bit, and like I said, I really like what Coach Furlong does. It feels like no matter who the opponent and no matter what his roster looks like, they're going to play a really good football game. They're going to play a really solid game. They don't beat themselves very often. They're going to kind of grind you down, and I'm just intrigued to see how they come out tonight.
I was, if I wasn't coming here, I was probably going to Browning Field, and I think
Yes.
I'll be at Browning Field eventually this year for all the great matchups that are there. But, man, you open up a season with Moline versus Rochelle.
Rochester.
Or not Rochelle, but
Yeah,
Rochester. It doesn't get any better than that. I guess expectations for the night.
I mean, I think it's just one of those, like, star-studded matchups, right? There's going to be some players on both sides of the ball that play at a really high level. There's going to be so much talent on that field that it's just a really exciting kind of way to kick off the season. I mean, it's going to – I don't know how else to phrase it besides, like, there's going to be something to watch on every play. Somebody's going to make some impressive play on every snap, and that's really fun to see in week one.
Should Moline win tonight? Can Moline win tonight?
I think they absolutely can win tonight. If I had to, like, go into it, I'd say maybe they're a slight underdog. They're a bigger school, but, man, the pedigree and just the talent that Rochester has, it's hard to not pick them as a slight favorite, even on the road. But, no, I think Moline can absolutely hang in it. I think that they have the talent on both sides of the ball. Can they be the more physical team, and how far does that go in a matchup against Rochester? Rochester's going to be fast. They're going to be physical on their own way, but can you slow them down physically, with Moline up front maybe? That's one thing I look at, and I'm just excited to see it play out.
I don't want to go through every single game of the Western.
No, we
Big
have to
Six.
go through every single game.
No, but here's the beauty part: is you want to see that you can go to the View from the West and
there you go.
look
Yeah.
at the preview for the Western Big Six season-wise, which I was on,
Yep.
or just this week and kind of go. But like if I'm not letting you. You got to go to Western Big Six game, and you're not going to Browning, and you're not coming over here.
Okay.
I guess what are the other games, one or two that stand out to you the most?
I would want to go see Sterling and Metamora. That was one that I debated going to, and it's not going to work this week. But Sterling Metamora is one I want to see because, again, it's two really high-level programs. Sterling trying to maybe get back to the highest level they were at a few years back. And I think that this year with returning pieces, there's a chance you could get there, and they got to earn it against a Metamora squad that they're always good, right?
Yeah.
They're good year in and year out. I read last year at a playoff game, they dressed 90 players on the sideline.
That's crazy.
It's crazy talk. So, I mean, I think overall numbers are huge in that program. Not surprising because they've been good for so long. But that's a game I want to see. Can they win the game? That's a huge statement. Can they play well? Can they hang around with a really good Metamora team? I think that would at least go a long way in showing how they're going to play in the Big Six. That's one I want to follow along with.
No, and you look at it too. And full disclosure, we were going to have Coach Schlemmer on. We didn't preview Sterling, and he was going to be on. I didn't do my show yesterday. Didn't do this show. We had first day of school stuff.
Oh, I get it,
and
man.
my wife had stuff going on. I'm just like, you know what? There's a reason I have my own stuff now, is I can take a day off. So, and I texted Coach Schlemmer, and he's like, do you still need me? And I'm like, actually, let's catch up next week. And he goes, if we win, I'm never speaking to you again. I was like,
that's fair.
Dang it, that's very fair, very true. But I did tell him that like Coach LeMay was on, and Coach LeMay admitted on my show that Coach Schlemmer is the better golfer.
Oh,
and so then he was happy with me, and then so all's good. And besides, UT's at home.
Yep.
I think that's going to be
interesting matchup there.
And that's the thing too, is like another not coin flip. I think UT would be favored, but like I think it's a quality opponent, and these we know there's only 9 of them, and in the Western Big Six, and I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole here, but for some teams there's only 8 of them. Yeah. And it's important to get the wins that you need to get, and so I'm intrigued by that. I talked with Galesburg coach earlier this week, and Coach Hickey's really excited about what they have. They're still young, Greg.
Yeah, a lot of juniors. It's a big junior class.
But I think they're going to be improved as well. And then Coach Rome and company go on the road.
Yeah.
To take on Canelan, a really good program. I want to see what it looks like for Rock Island.
I think, again, show me something in week 1, right? Show me a little bit. Certainly go on the road and get the win. That's huge. But even if not, show me something in Rock Island. There's excitement in the offseason in the summer. So let's see if that translates and, see what we can do in week 1, see what they can do in week 1. I think that from what I've heard about coaches who know Coach Rome, they like what he does and they think that he'll be effective there. So, we'll see what he can do in week 1.
You know what somebody told me the other day, and I don't know if this is, it's what it is. Rock Island played 9 games last year. They played in running clocks in all 9 games. In the 2 games they won, they were running clocks.
Wow.
7 games they lost, they were running clocks.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think my point, and I think you got to, was like they might not go on the road to beat Caitlin. And that's a tough task for the really, good, experienced coaches back, all that kind of stuff, Rock Island teams. But, I think we'll see it, what it looks like. I don't know what the overall numbers and the record will be, but, what it'll look like at the end of the year, I'm intrigued by. And then Quincy goes to O'Fallon?
Quincy goes to O'Fallon.
Or at home. Is it through there or at home? I don't remember where it's at.
Ooh, that's a good question.
They're playing at a stadium somewhere.
They're playing O'Fallon.
But there you go. And I'm intrigued by Quincy as well.
Yeah, and I think that Quincy, again, you have some question marks, but you got some familiar names coming back. So Bryson Little takes over at quarterback, obviously the brother of Braden Little and the son of Rick Little, the head coach. So there's a pedigree there. You know that he's been trained, that he's worked at this. So it's his time to take over that offense, and it's lofty expectations when you hear the Little name, but I think he's got help. I think he's got several wide receivers, Noah Wells being one of them, Harshbarger being another one. Those guys are going to help him develop. And so, I want to see in this one, I believe that O'Fallon was 4-5 last year or 5-4 last year. So pretty similar to what Quincy was. I think Quincy's a better program overall, though, compared to O'Fallon. So I'd like to see them go out and get that win today.
Coach Little was up here 2 straight weekends for the View from the West kickoff party.
That's dedication to the media here.
Yeah, and he was great last weekend as well. And he mentioned that, and I'm going to paraphrase, but basically, Gerald Brock is as good as they ever had. There.
Yeah.
And when he was leaving, he knew that there was a younger group coming in that no one's going to be as good as him, but had some really good players, and it was a special group. He kind of alluded that he feels the similar way about this group coming in too.
That's exciting.
The younger group that's moving up is that it should be a special group, so should be a really good football game in the Western Big Six. The track is loaded. I do want to point out and promote that finally I made it. I'm part of the WRMJ picks.
Yes, you are.
Ty Taylor let little old me in as well, and Brian Stocking, which I was excited to get in. Then I found out that Stockpile was in. Well, he's letting everybody in. It's not as special anymore. But the track is loaded. I think a couple games stand out, but let's go to the track. What stands out to you in that conference with some really good week 1 matchups?
I think you got to start with Riverdale-Princeton. It's a team in Princeton that's trying to kind of reestablish themselves, and they haven't really fallen off that far. But it was a first-round exit last year for Coach Pearson and the Princeton Tigers. That doesn't happen very often. I don't know that it's ever happened when Pearson's been at Princeton.
Which is crazy. Think how good that floor is.
Know, yeah.
When we're sitting here going, they made the playoffs and lost in the first round, there's something wrong. I'm not saying there's something wrong, but
no.
that's where that program's been.
So I think they carry a big chip on their shoulder, and for good reason, right? Because a lot of people are excited this week going into Riverdale. Brian Stocking says Riverdale's going to be 9-0. He put himself out there.
Yeah.
I think Riverdale's going to be really good, but this is a coin flip game because I think that when you talk about what Princeton wants to establish or reestablish and what Riverdale's trying to continue to build, this is just a really intriguing week 1 matchup.
What did you pick in WRMJ?
I did go Riverdale at home.
I did too.
Okay,
we haven't had Coach Pearson on the show yet, so I'm going to make sure that happens sometime during the year as well. There's not a better dude. There's not a better guy who's built a program, and I really like them. But I feel like if Riverdale wants to get to where they want to be this year, this is one they not should, but they'd want to get. Now, mind you, if they lose week 1, we're not like the rest of these yahoos that are going to call the end of the world. But I think in order for the lofty goals, the Brian Stocking expectations to be hit, they're going to have to win tonight.
Wouldn't you say it feels like out of Princeton, Newman, Rock Ridge, Riverdale's got to get one of those games, right? You got to knock off one of the kind of the top tier programs. So, like you said, this is an opportunity tonight.
The other really good one is Monmouth Roseville and the Erie Prophetstown.
Yeah, I'll be there.
We had Coach Adolphson on the show this week as well. And I know that there's different names there too.
Yep.
They got some really good guys back in Montroy and Berggren and others, but like the guys up front are different. And then Erie Prophetstown, you start looking at that team and you're like, well, he's back, and that guy. I mean, they return a lot and they do a fantastic job out there. Your thoughts on that game?
This matchup is fascinating because, like you said, Monmouth-Roseville traditionally has been really strong line play. Now, they might be really strong, but they're going to have to kind of prove it to us because it's a different looking line this year. Whereas on the opposite end, Erie Prophetstown brings back everybody on their line, including Derek Nafsker, Caleb Reamer, who are all conference linemen. So, that's their proven experience, and they have Tristan Hovey, 1,000-yard rusher in their backfield.
Yeah.
So I think that the matchup is up front in this game. Now, I've been told by Landon Montroy and Lars Berggren never pick against the Titans. So I didn't. I picked the Titans in this one. I'll just put myself out there. It's already on WRMJ. You can go find it.
Yeah.
But I like the talent that Monmouth-Roseville has in this game. It's going to be a really good game, though. It should be a really good game. I'll be there. I told Jeremy Adolphson, score a lot in the second and third quarters because that's when I'll be there. So that would help me out. And the same message goes to White Bread and the Erie Prophetstown. They can score a ton in that quarter,
I don't think either team wants to get down 14-0 and wait for Greg to get there to start doing stuff. So that's not what he means. But maybe a defensive slugfest early and then open things up second, third quarter.
Absolutely.
I did Monmouth-Roseville as well.
Yeah,
because I'm afraid of them. And I didn't want to lose
they get angry.
So I think that was a beautiful thing. Quickly, other conferences, the LLC, NUIC. Give me some games that maybe NUIC first.
One in the NUIC, a couple games that really stand out. Stockton was a state semifinalist last year in Class 1A. They lost Lena Winslow, went on to roll in a state championship game. They go on the road to play 2A El Paso Gridley. El Paso Gridley was a semifinal team a year ago in 2A. They're really good. They brought back like 10 players from a team that went that far last year. They're stacked. That's a really good challenge for Stockton. The other really interesting matchup is Lena Winslow, who's never afraid of anybody. They're hosting Bennett Academy out of Lyle, a team that I guess they're probably a 5-6A school.
Bennett Academy is usually playing they've been playing Moline.
I know.
And
years. Every year, the teams they lose to, they don't always have the best record, but the teams they're losing to, Mount Carmel, Nazareth, Fenwick, they're losing to the real deal guys. So it's a really kind of interesting crossover type of game. Watch for Anawan Weathersfield. They got a matchup at home against Elmwood Brimfield. I think that's a good one in the Lincoln land. Macomb's going to be really good this year. They open I don't know where they're at, but they play Knoxville. Those are a couple games there.
Quit pigeonholing us with where being. Just say the name. That's twice we've gotten in trouble with where things are at. So,
I know. Yeah.
Can I have you pick? This is what we do. Can I have you pick this game? They can't hear us. We got players. Yeah. So
oh man, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
All right. I mean, I'm an Illinois high school football podcast.
Yeah.
So
know your audience.
I'm gonna go Geneseo. Okay.
Give me a final score.
Oh man. Let's go. I already got them looking at me. They already don't. They're not happy about this at all. Yes. No.
And they're big too.
You are, man. It's one thing to make picks, but now I'm doing it right here.
Greg's car is that one right there.
They're looking for it. They're legit looking for it. Let's go.
They're good Catholic kids. They're not going to do anything.
28-21.
Okay, so close.
Yeah.
And that's a score that makes sense. I do, before I let you go, Brian Stocking.
Yeah.
He didn't just, I don't know if you listened to Ty.
Yes.
But Stockpile sends the scores in as well.
He does.
Why
when he's
can't
asked
you pick something normal?
When he's asked not to do that.
He'll pick 26-22
He does pick weird scores. Yeah.
Why?
I guess 12-5 final.
I guess if we're trying to figure out Brian Stocking, that's the least weirdest.
Do you have another 3 hours on this show? No. Yeah.
The beauty part is we do.
Oh,
we don't have to. I'm not going to give you 8 minutes after the fact to talk about football. I'm going to do it the way it should be right here, right now on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. It's the Instant Reacts podcast tonight. We are live at 10:15.
10:15.
We will make sense of everything. Have a few highlights. Give us the rundown, not the rundown, but the spiel. Give us the tease, if you will.
Yeah. So tonight we'll go live at 10:15. We'll have all the final scores. We'll have some highlights from around the area. We're bringing in some new videographers this year.
Love it.
Yeah. So some new guys. We're gonna have to train them up. I'm being sarcastic because it's a guy who's done it for a long time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're going to get some highlights on. I'll be at a couple games. We'll get those. Have some coaches' interviews. And then, of course, the cast of characters that always come on the Friday night show.
It's so much fun. We start at 10:15, and then I usually look at my clock, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, it's 12:30. Or whatever it ends up being. But we have a blast. Mitch will be there, of course. And maybe Mitch will do this. Are you going to do these every week? Come out wherever
you're at.
It just so happens that his real job is like 6 blocks away.
So it is an easy hour lunch break to come over here.
Yeah,
really. And you promised me lunch, which is the only reason I'm here.
Is he back there doing it?
He was.
All right. Well, beautiful. So, up next, we should keep it live while Greg gets his butt kicked. But no, we got a pair of players from Assumption to chat about tonight's game as well. Don't forget View from the West. If you're subscribing to this, subscribe to View from the West, and we'll see everybody tonight on the Instant Reacts podcast. We got much more to get to. You're watching OTA, and let me find my commercial break. Watch how I do this. Look at that. We're watching OTA from Assumption. We'll be right back.
Hello, Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. Hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. Hawkeye fans, football season is quickly approaching, and only one place can get you game day ready. The Black and Gold Shop is your official retailer of Iowa athletics. The largest selection of Hawkeye apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more from top brands like Nike, Champion, and Under Armour. And your purchases directly help support Iowa athletics. So stop by one of their 3 great locations in the Quad Cities, Coralville, or West Des Moines. Or shop anytime at blackandgoldshop.com. The Black and Gold Shop, your official apparel provider of Iowa athletics. For over 65 years, Lindquist Ford has proudly served the Quad Cities, and they're just getting started. Looking for a new ride? Check out a healthy mix of new and quality pre-owned vehicles ready for you. Need service? Skip the waiting room. With free pickup and delivery and mobile service, they come to you. No delays, no hassle. From routine maintenance to a full-service collision repair shop, it's fast, friendly, reliable, and always transparent. Lindquist Ford, serving the Quad Cities since 1959. Experience the difference today. Welcome back to Off There with Matt Randazzo here on a Friday in the Quad Cities. That was the longest commercial break in the history of commercial breaks, but I believe we're back up and rolling, which is a beautiful thing. And we're joined now by a pair of Assumption standouts. I'm going to let you get, with all the technologies that's going on, I'm going to let these guys introduce their first names and their last names.
I am Luke Jobjan.
I'm Preston Fox.
I love it. And you guys are ready for a big game tonight against Geneseo. I guess the rest of the state, I mean, mostly is kind of wait until next week. Yeah. Do you? And we'll start with you, Luke. Are you excited to get rolling, or
yeah.
What's it been like getting ready for something different here?
I mean, it seems a little bit quicker, like not having that extra week. Just you got to prepare mentally and physically just a week earlier. So I mean, it's just everyone's go, and we really got to be locked in.
Preston, you get Geneseo. Obviously, you played them last year. What do you know about Geneseo? What do you expect from Geneseo tonight?
Oh, we expect another physical football game like we had last year against them, and we expect a lot of run, and it's going to be whoever gets the ball first probably is going to win that game because we're going to ground and pound, and so are they. But if we stop them up front quickly, I think that it'll open up the game for us, and we're really excited to see what we can do.
Luke, you look at it, and you get a really good Geneseo team. Did you know a lot about this and them going into last year?
Not really. Just obviously watching film.
Sure.
Just going over that, watching their scrimmage, watching them play. I think it was Rochelle, their week 1, and just honestly didn't think much of it. But they're a really physical team once we played them, and they're pretty good.
Preston, is it different playing this week? Obviously you guys go to week 0. You'll get a bye eventually. I think after you play Solon, then you get a bye.
Yeah.
Has it seemed quick? I talked to Coach, and most coaches will tell you they want another week of practice. But does it seem quicker with the rest of Iowa waiting till next Friday? Has it been different?
Oh, yeah, it definitely has been. I mean, you've started every year for the past 3 years at the same time, so now it's just something a little different. But we just got to adjust. And I mean, it feels like everything's came up a little bit quicker, but I also feel like we've had a bunch of veterans around us who have been there before, so it doesn't feel like we're in over our heads or anything. It just means that we had to get ready quicker, like Luke said. So,
Luke, tell me about this team, and Coach talked about the strengths being up front and that offensive line. Take me through the offense. What do you like about it? Obviously, yourself as quarterback. What do you like about the offense? Where can you guys have some success this season?
Yeah. So we have a lot of option, I would say. So we got a few plays where it's a read play with. So we're going to be playing Geneseo. They have a sniffer, and it's a read play. It's all read play. I mesh with Lane. I mesh with either Lane or Devon Bach, and it's either we go this way or it's a read option to the house.
Yeah.
And then I would just like to say our passing game, like obviously coming from last year being a first-year quarterback to this year, I'd say obviously more confident. So then we add in more pass plays and we have more deep routes and just all of that.
Are you more comfortable as a quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean, it was something different from you last year. What would you say the biggest difference is? Is it physical? Is it mental as you get ready for the season?
I would just say it's mental. You gotta remember all the plays. You gotta remember where people line up, and you just gotta make sure you're throwing the right balls. You gotta make sure you're making the right reads. It's mental. I think it's good physically.
Preston, Geneseo returns a lot up front. I know you guys like what you have up front. What's the trenches going to be like tonight?
Oh, it'll definitely be physical, just like how it was last year. That was a fun game last year. It was kill or be killed at some point there. So that was very fun. I mean, offensively they got a pretty decent sized line. They're pretty big, but defensively I feel like our line we're pretty big up front this year, especially to where other years we would have been shorter, but we were way faster. This year we're big and fast, so I feel like that's something that we can use to play to our strengths here tonight.
Luke, you guys, this whole program seems bought in, which is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Gilly has a bunch of energy. What is the vibe around this program? I know numbers are good. Everybody's bought in on what's going on. What's the vibe like, especially with Coach Gilbraith?
Oh, it's great. It comes from the locker room. We're jamming out before practice. Everyone's got a smile on their face. And then it's just Coach Gill before practice joking with us, and then even like the vibe, like just everyone's bought in, everyone's locked in. So we'll have a pre-practice before even stretching, so everyone's bought in. Where everyone's getting what we need to do before the pre-practice, and then we're go for 15 minutes, and then we stretch and practice starts. So
Preston, you look at it, and obviously every game's important. What is it about tonight's game? And the atmosphere is going to be great too. They're going to bring a ton of guys, a ton of fans as well. What is it about tonight's game? Is tonight's game different than your normal openers that you might have?
It's going to be nice to finally open up at home. We haven't done that in a little bit, so it's going to be nice. In the 3 years I've been here starting varsity, we haven't had a home opener, so this is going to be great to get started at home. And I mean, I'm super excited because I know we have a bunch of loyal fans that'll come out tonight, and there's going to be people from other schools here that are going to come out, and it'll be a huge atmosphere, and I'm really excited. I mean, I don't know what else to really say there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty pumped up about it.
No, absolutely. Luke, you look at this and you get you got Coach Gilbraith running around being crazy. Coach King's back doing it.
Yeah.
What's it like to have Coach King back out in the field coaching you guys? I don't know. I'm trying to do the math. I probably didn't have him as a coach before.
No,
but I'd heard about him, and obviously watching him growing up and everything. What's it like having a Hall of Famer out there helping you guys out?
Oh, it's great. He works with me. Like we would do stuff pre-practice. It'd usually be me and Anthony Craig, and then he'll obviously have us doing some throwing stuff, or even obviously he kind of runs the pre-practice a little bit, so he'll help out with that a lot, and he also obviously helps with our special teams. I mean, we got some good things for our special teams this year, I think, and just some upgrades. And he's obviously a pretty smart guy. He knows his football.
Preston, what's the high school like right now? What's it like inside on a Friday? Like, is everybody excited about the game? Is it a different vibe in the hallways at school as you get ready for a game day?
A little bit. You know, you can see everyone in their red jerseys, and I mean, for us, you kind of feel like everyone's really pumped. Just kind of looking around, everyone seems to be a little bit more up and at 'em today than usual. I mean, maybe for most people, probably not, but for the 32 or the whole program that we got right now, they're pretty pumped up, and you can tell everyone's walking around with their head high and ready to go for tonight. So.
Yeah, Luke, we talked about this game, this season in general. What are the goals and expectations? I know that you guys have set a higher goal than you have in the past. What can this team do this season?
Well, I would just like to start with today. Our goal is to win today, and then it's keep the
Good
grind.
Answer. Coach Gilbraith, you like that.
Yeah, just keep the grind going like all year long. It's obviously everyone wants to make districts, everyone wants to make playoffs, everyone wants to win state, but it starts this week. Everything starts week 1 or week 0.
Preston, your thoughts for this season?
Yeah, what Luke said. This year we've done something a little bit different. We broke our practices up into quarters. You got to win each quarter. Last year there was a couple games where we lost the quarter and we ended up losing that game. So we got to keep winning quarters. So today's, I guess, game time. So then we're gonna restart and we'll be back on quarter 1 here on Monday, and we're super excited for tonight also. On top of that, so we're really excited.
No, 100%. Before I let you guys go, some dumb questions, some fun questions.
Right.
What's the most fun you had this summer besides football? You can't say anything about football.
Oh my gosh, a state championship. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was great.
How does that kind of go into football?
I mean, just like the relationships I had on the baseball team, it's just it makes me think about the football relationships too. You know, everyone's got to be bought in, or everyone's got to be close with each other. Like no one can be out. Everyone's got to be in.
Preston, most fun you had this summer besides football?
I took a family vacation and went to the Omaha Zoo. I mean, I really like the zoos, so that was a lot of fun.
The zoos?
Yeah. I kind of like just seeing the animals that I don't normally see. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I really enjoy it.
It's not weird. It just sounds like you're 7. Like, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to Coach Gilbraith, he'd probably tell you that too.
I think he probably already warned me a little bit as well. Are you superstitious, Luke? And if so, what's the superstitions going into tonight?
I mean, there's some things. I usually go and eat the same thing every time. Like it'll either be I go to Jimmy John's, get food, and then I come back here. I put my headphones on immediately, or it's my mom makes me a few sandwiches. I eat that, then put my headphones on, and I don't really take those off until we start warming up or doing that.
Preston, I'm afraid to ask, do you have any superstitions?
No, I really don't.
That's a lie.
I swear. I don't have any superstitions. I don't know. I don't really
he
rock
goes
with
to
any of
Nairobi
that.
Zoo. Yeah, he visits the animals.
I don't visit the Nairobi Zoo. I visit the big time zoo.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with
There's
Nairobi
nothing
Zoo.
wrong with the Nairobi Zoo.
Yeah.
It's just the big zoos are the fun ones.
I got you. So no pregame superstitions?
No, I mean, just pregame, it's really listening to music, I guess. If you count that as a superstition, that's kind of been a big thing for me. But I also like to kind of calm down 15 minutes before the game, you know. Yeah. In the locker room before we walk out, I take I take off the headphones and kind of just relax for a little bit before I go out there because I don't want to come out too pumped up.
Yeah, I like it. Is there a class clown on this team that like keeps things interesting, and not a bad way? I don't mean that like in a troublemaker way. Just somebody who likes to have fun.
Cole Lovelady, oh my gosh, he is funny. He's always got something to say, and it's just everyone. He's just funny. Like,
Preston, is that?
That would have been my answer too. We've grown up with him, and oh, dude, he's a character, that's for sure.
Why do I feel like Preston is somewhat the class clown on the team as well? Is that no?
I don't know. He's just goofy. He's just goofy.
He's just goofy.
Yeah.
He's just goofy. I love it. When you look at one more before I let you go. If you could have dinner with anybody in the world, you can just sit and have dinner with. I'm gonna go Preston first.
Yeah.
Because he's had to answer the hard one. First.
Probably. That's a tough one. I'd probably say Aaron Donald maybe. I feel like that would be something that would be cool just to get some knowledge from him and learn from him. So that'd probably be my guy.
Luke.
Oh my gosh. Xavier Nwampa. No, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he went to Iowa.
You just don't have to say the end. It's just Wampa.
Wampa? Okay,
Yeah.
Wampa. All right. Yeah, I'd love to have dinner with him. I mean, went to Iowa, now he's on the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, he played really well.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a dog.
That's the first Xavier Wampa answer I've had to that question. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go play safety in college. He's a safety.
Yeah.
I mean, I love how he plays.
Do you look at, like, honestly, like you playing safety, you look at the success that, I mean, Assumption's got a great history of safeties with Jake Gervais, Joe Conklin, people like that going to play at the next level. Do you kind of look at that kind of stuff and see that maybe it's not right away with the D1 offers here and there and everything, but like a way to work to get to where you want to be?
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Did you notice that Greg Armstrong picked against you guys last segment when it came to?
Yes.
Does that motivate any more?
Yes.
Any less?
I think it motivates a little bit more. I mean, we've always felt like we've kind of been picked against. I think in every single big game that we've had, we've always been picked against, and we somehow find a way. That's kind of been something that we've worked really hard for. Is we got to find a way to win. So that's kind of a big thing for us. And
yeah, Greg's motivating.
Yeah.
And now he's eating our food.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you guys got some brats behind us, so go eat here. Don't leave it just yet, but go eat. We're going to hopefully stay on the air, and we're going to wrap up off the air right after this. You're watching OTA from Assumption High School over here at Assumption in Davenport. We'll be back as I see how I have to do all the work at the same time, guys. They think this is easy, and it's not as easy as it looks. We'll go with this one. We'll be right back. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh, and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Are you looking to take your next party, tailgate, or golf outing to the next level? You need Mobile Party Experience. MPX features 3 top-of-the-line party trailers equipped with all the amenities you need to party like a rock star. Smart TVs, Yeti coolers, JBL sound systems, grills, bathrooms, and much more. Mobile Party Experience is an experience like no other. Check out my-mpx.com or call 563-514-1470 and book your Mobile Party Experience today. Welcome back to OTA on a Friday in the Quad Cities. We're on the road at Davenport Assumption, loving life and having a great time talking to the Assumption players. It's Assumption and Geneseo here tonight at, I almost said Brady Street Stadium. Y'all don't play Brady Street Stadium
Can't
anymore.
even say that anymore.
I know it. It's a beautiful thing. But a great matchup and a full slate of games on the Illinois side of the river as well. We're joined now by a guy who knows a little bit about Assumption. Tim O'Neill joins us. MPX is obviously what's behind us, and you'll see that a lot throughout the season on Fridays as we kind of bring the party to the schools.
Yeah.
I love and we talked about it last year. It brings such a different atmosphere. Talk about what we got behind us and what we're doing each and every week.
We've got one of our 3 trailers. We got the Baller is the one that we have behind us, and yeah, your Wi-Fi passcode, right? Yeah, we've got grills, got the Blackstone, little bathroom. Hopefully we don't have to get into that yet today, but we've got our internet hub, got the TVs playing in the background, got Little League World Series. We had
awesome.
we were broadcasting the show a little bit
How
earlier.
are they doing?
Honestly, I got stuck on the grill, so it's just started. It looked like they were.
I think they're 1-0.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's very cool. What you guys get to do and what you guys bring. This is perfect for tailgates, all those kind of things. Just kind of talk about that a little bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, now that football's upon us, tailgating's a big part of what we do. We do a lot of golf outings, create an atmosphere on the tee box, do a lot of the fundraisers, supporting a lot of different local clubs, teams, not-for-profits, different charity groups around. And then, a lot of block parties, cul-de-sac parties, pull up in the driveway, just kind of hang out and, big events, games. We were supposed to have one with the Little League World Series last night, and Mother Nature was great here, but she was undefeated out in Williamsport, and so we had to cancel the event last night, unfortunately. But I get a chance to watch our local team here today. So
I love it. Tim, when you look at it, you're here at your alma mater. You're here at a place that you had a ton of success for, a Hall of Fame track coach as well. So me saying, hey, come on over to Assumption's a no-brainer for you. But being back around here, and obviously you and Wade are very close, and he's back coaching a little bit now with the AD. What's it like coming back over here?
There's always this feeling when I step on the campus, whether I was coaching, whether it was just coming back to visit. And now I've been out of it for a couple of years, and this will be the second year already. It seems like forever ago, believe it or not. And then other times I wake up and I'm like, man, it was just yesterday. So certainly a lot of great memories. All of my kids have now graduated from here too. So it's my wife and I are both grads. So there's always a special feeling when we come back on campus.
No, absolutely. To see Wade back in it, and I'm trying to think, he coached you?
Yeah. So I'll say Coach King was my track coach.
And Coach Kaz was probably your
head coach.
Coach
Kaz was our head coach, yeah. So Wade was my linebacker coach, my running back coach, all 3 of my varsity
He never
years.
yelled at you, did he?
No, and I tell you what, there's some stories that I tell over a cold malted beverage that I probably won't tell on here about Coach King. And I love the man to death. He's one of my best friends. His wife is a godmother of one of my children.
Awesome.
And I mean, just that relationship that I've had with him as being my boss, being my coach, being friends, the connections, coaching his daughters, him coaching my sons. I mean, just he's more family than a friend.
Last thing for you. We're going to pick games eventually when actual college football and all that kind of stuff gets going. Greg was on here, and we had him pick Geneseo Assumption. He took Geneseo. I'd like to balance it out a little bit, so I'd like for you to give a prediction of the game tonight between Geneseo and Assumption, assuming where you went and all of those kind of things.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do the prediction once you give me yours.
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
No, but I'm at Assumption, and those guys, oh, you dirty dog. I'm really bullish on Geneseo this year. I really am. It's going to be a fantastic football game. Give me Geneseo by a point.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
And then get me out of the campus before I get beat up.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say,
I think it's going to be a really good football game.
I'm going to go with my Knights, and only because a lot of these kids that are still here know where I live.
Yeah.
And I just would prefer I prefer the eggs and the toilet paper and forks and stuff to stay out
I'm
of my
so
yard.
worried
So
about
yeah, I'm going to
such great kids.
I'm going to go for Knights.
I'm bullish on Assumption this year as well with Coach Gilbraith and what they're doing and everything as well. I think it's going to be a really good football game. And you look last year, Geneseo got off to a great start. Assumption battled to the end and made it a great game at the end. So, yeah, darn you.
I had to do it.
Greg was like, hey, you didn't give it a prediction. So, by 1. I think it's going to be a 1.
Okay.
If I could pick a tie, I would, but I can't do that. So, hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys watching. It's been a funky show. Hopefully you guys have seen all of it. We'll repost parts of it and all that kind of stuff. But next week we'll be on the road. It's Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley at Tuvel Stadium. That's what we'll be next week, and then we'll continue to let you guys know each and every week as we take the OTA on the road. And that's my old employer. Yeah. OTA on the road each and every week as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and battling through the technology with us. We will talk to everyone real soon.